Liverpool have signed their Salah replacement, and he only costs 37 million. Liverpool will soon need to find a successor for Mohamed Salah as their key attacking figure. The 32-year-old's contract expires at the end of the season, and if no new deal is agreed upon, he could be heading out. Even if Salah stays, however, he isn't getting any younger, and his current form won't last forever. This means FSG and sporting director Richard Hughes must identify a player capable of taking on the immense attacking responsibility Salah currently carries. This season alone, Salah has netted an impressive 23 goals and registered 17 assists in just 32 appearances, demonstrating the kind of form that has him often described as one of the best in the world. Replacing Salah as the main attacking force will be a tough challenge, but among Liverpool's current squad, one player is emerging as a potential candidate. Cody Gakpo, despite playing on the opposite flank, is proving that he can be relied upon to lead the attack. Under manager Arne Slot, he is set to achieve his best numbers at Anfield so far. The Dutchman, nominated for the Premier League's January Player of the Month award, has already scored 15 goals and provided 5 assists in 33 appearances this season. With one more goal, he will surpass his tally from last season, achieving it around 20 games sooner. While these stats don't yet rival Salah's, Gakpo is certainly becoming a more influential figure in Liverpool's attack. Gakpo required some patience after initially struggling under Jurgen Klopp, who admitted to making mistakes after signing him for 37 million from PSV in 2022. Klopp never quite allowed Gakpo to play in his preferred position. Gakpo made only 2 starts on the left wing in Klopp's final season, with Luis Diaz often the preferred choice. However, Slot has allowed both players to compete for the starting spot this season. And although Diaz had a strong start, he's gradually found himself on the back foot. A revival sparked at Euro 2024, with the Netherlands has carried over into the Premier League and Champions League seasons for Gakpo, and he's netted crucial goals in key Liverpool matches, including against Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Manchester United. As time progresses, Liverpool will need to replace Salah, and Gakpo is showing signs that he can step up as the lead attacker. The 25-year-old has emerged as Liverpool's second most important forward. Meanwhile, Liverpool's central defensive pairing of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate has been among the best in the world this season. Under Arne Slot's guidance, they have helped Liverpool lead both the Premier League and Champions League tables. Together, they've only seen the Reds lose once this season, in the Premier League against Nottingham Forest in September. However, there's no certainty that this partnership will endure. Van Dijk, 33, is out of contract at the end of the season, with no new deal in sight. It seemed like the club captain would sign an extension before Christmas, but now Saudi Arabian side Al Hilal are reportedly interested in his services. Since January 1st, Van Dijk has been free to negotiate with overseas clubs, and Liverpool is powerless to prevent him from agreeing to a pre-contract deal with any interested parties. The future of Konate, who is under contract until 2026, is also uncertain. He recently commented that a new contract was still far off, and Paris Saint-Germain is reportedly eyeing him, with the French defender having grown up in the French capital. If FSG doesn't secure a new deal for Konate soon, the club may have to sell him next summer to avoid losing him for free in 2026. The potential loss of both Van Dijk and Konate would be a huge blow for Liverpool, as Brentford manager Thomas Frank pointed out when analyzing the Reds' recent 2-0 win over his team. Frank was full of praise for Liverpool's central defenders, highlighting how impressive they were during the game. "They are good. I don't think I have ever seen something that good," Frank said. Liverpool's defensive strength has certainly been evident this season, and Frank's words underscore what the club could be missing if they fail to secure new contracts for their star defenders. In addition to the defensive concerns, Liverpool has been making moves in the transfer market. Despite rumors of Saudi Arabian investment in football fading, the recent transfer activity suggests otherwise. Young talent like John Duran is moving to Al Nassr for big money, and players like Alex Baena and Kaoru Mitoma are also on the radar of Saudi clubs. Brighton's rejection of a $90 million offer for Mitoma is particularly significant for Liverpool, as it suggests that the money is still available for big moves in the summer. Liverpool is rumored to have rejected a $70 million offer for Darwin Nunez from Saudi clubs, but with the transfer window now closed, the focus will shift to the summer. At that time, Liverpool could concede. Bayern Munich is reportedly rethinking their stance on Mathys Tel as Tottenham continues their strong push to sign the young attacker. Despite significant interest from multiple clubs, with Tottenham leading the way, both Arsenal and Manchester United have also engaged with Tel's representatives, along with Chelsea. TBR Football understands that Tottenham has made a $60 million offer, which could be structured as either a permanent transfer or a loan with an obligation to buy, depending on Bayern's preference. This offer has reportedly been verbally accepted by the German club. With the January window drawing to a close, Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou is eager to make late signings to bolster his squad. However, the deal could face complications. Why Mathys Tel hasn't joined Spurs yet? Tel has yet to make a decision on his future, and according to TBR Football's chief correspondent Graham Bailey, some of Bayern's decision-makers are now questioning whether they should let him leave at all. If they do allow him to depart, it seems Bayern may prefer to send Tel out on loan without a permanent option. Despite this, the player himself has expressed a desire to leave, having fallen down the pecking order under manager Vincent Kompany. Sources close to Tel confirm that he is excited by the possibility of moving to England, as his playing time has been limited. As Bayern sporting director Max Eberl mentioned, "We would have liked him to keep fighting. There's no bad blood. I can understand him. I've rarely had so many clubs call me about a player before. We spoke in December, and Mathys said he wanted to establish himself. Now he wants to leave. We have to think about what we will do." Why Mathys Tel prefers Manchester United? The competition for Tel is heating up, with the move likely to go down to the wire. Although Tottenham is keen on the player, Tel himself seems to prefer a move to Manchester United. The French forward is drawn to the history and stature of United, and is also interested in the possibility of working with Ruben Amorim. Spurs will need to act quickly and decisively to secure a deal, or they risk losing out to one of their competitors. The race to sign Mathys Tel is intensifying as the January window nears its close. Tottenham is keen to wrap up a deal before the deadline, but they'll need to accelerate negotiations in the coming days. However, this is proving to be a tricky deal. Bayern Munich ideally wants to loan Tel out, but Tottenham is in need of a more permanent solution for their attack. Ben Jacobs, speaking on Stretford Post, has shed light on the likely structure of the deal. According to Jacobs, Spurs are prepared to purchase Tel, but the more probable option at the moment is a loan with an obligation to buy at the end of the season. The player's current valuation is around £60 million, and while a loan could suit all parties, Tottenham's preference for a permanent deal might lead to them making a straight purchase if an appropriate offer is made. Tottenham's past January loan deals. If Tottenham does secure Tel's services, it will likely be through an initial loan, a strategy that Spurs have often employed during January transfer windows in recent years. The club has had mixed results with such deals. Dejan Kulusevski's loan has been a major success, and Pedro Porro has become a key player as well. However, not all loan moves have worked out as planned. Timo Werner, for example, was criticized after his arrival in North London, and Gedson Fernandes was considered a major flop. Going even further back, Edur Gudjohnsen provided some quality but was already past his prime. Spurs will hope that Tel proves to be more of a success like Kulusevski, rather than a disappointment like Werner if they do go ahead with a loan deal. Arsenal's interest in Tel Arsenal has also been linked with Tel as they continue their search for a new striker. After a bid for Ollie Watkins earlier this week seemed to stall, the Gunners have also made an approach for Brighton's Evan Ferguson. Ben Jacobs has shared that Arsenal is indeed interested in Tel, and while they are keen on a move, they would prefer a deal with some level of permanence, likely an option to buy following an initial loan period. In the coming days, it will be crucial for all parties to finalize their positions, with the player's future still uncertain as the transfer window nears its close.